Michaela Vernava alongside Doug Kyde at Gillette Stadium. The Patriots, the pick is in. The Patriots have drafted at number 83 overall Derek Rivers, defensive end out of Youngstown State, the Penguins. And Doug, they've now filled the last need that they had coming into this draft.
Yeah.
How do you see Rivers fitting into the rotation of pass rushers they already have here in Foxborough?
Yeah, I don't think he'll have a huge role as a rookie because he is still playing behind Trey Flowers, Rob Ninkovich, and Coney Ely, but even the fourth pass rusher on the Patriots roster gets a decent amount of play, so I think that he will be mostly used on third down early in his career, primarily used as a pass rusher rather than a run defender, but he's a guy who probably could come along pretty quickly, and if the need arises, perhaps he could take on a greater role in this defense as a rotational run defender as well. But yeah, this was really their only remaining need heading into the draft. They needed a fourth pass rusher to rotate with those guys. They have it now. Everything else is pretty much gravy at this point.
Yeah, so they add that depth, and we heard from Bill Belichick tonight. You asked him if he thought that Rivers would maybe interchange between outside linebacker and defensive end. Of course, Bill really didn't answer you.
Yeah.
So of what you know of Rivers, how do you think he'll be utilized with the Patriots?
Well, he was primarily used as a defensive end, which is basically what Bill Belichick said, but he's undersized. He's only 248 pounds. Patriots usually like their defensive ends to be at least 260 pounds, so Rivers did say in his conference call that he's going to try to add weight at the NFL level. I don't know if he's going to be able to add 12 pounds of muscle before the NFL season starts. So it is kind of curious. Maybe he could play a little bit of linebacker in this defense. Maybe he could play some outside linebacker just because he is a little bit undersized. Patriots' need at linebacker is not nearly as great as it is as pass rusher, though. So I think primarily we will see Rivers used as a defensive end, but he could be that elephant type player like Willie McGinnis was for the Patriots back in that early Super Bowl run, and maybe he could play a little bit of linebacker, drop into coverage. He had a sub 7-second three cone, 4.61 second 40-yard dash, so he really has the athleticism of a linebacker, but he also has the strength of a defensive end. So I thought it was a great pick for him.
Well, as far as putting on that weight goes, too, Rivers did say on the conference call that he's a late bloomer is what he called himself when asked how he ended up at Youngstown State. He said he wasn't heavily recruited. He was a late bloomer, so maybe he'll continue, blooming into the NFL, putting that weight on. But we'll see how it works out. Keep it on Nessa.com for all your Patriots news.